to the World Curling Federation's Olympic Qualification event 2017. We're in Pilsen, Czech Republic, a city proud of their sports teams, excelling both at hockey and football. This week, however, the focus will be on the curling, and it will be coming to you live from the Koszyutka Arena for tonight's action. Just having a good look at the Christmas markets here in Pilsen before coming in here for the men's session number 1, Czech Republic, Finland. My name's Sander Olvag. I'm joined by Olympian Anne Swisshelm. Good evening, Anne.
Good evening, Sander.
Teams are just being introduced here in the arena before the game kicks off. As we take a look at the team lineups for Czech Republic, at lead is Jindřich Kitzberger. At second, Martin Schnittl. At third, you have Lukáš Klima. And the team is skipped by no other than Jiří Schnittl.
Matching up against Team Finland, lead Janne Pitko. Second, Pauli Jamies. At third, Kasper Hakunti. And skipped by the big man from Finland, Aku Kauste.
And here we see the other participating teams in the men's field: China, Denmark, Germany, Italy, Netherlands and Russia alongside the two teams featured this evening. It'll be a pretty close-fought an open week, I believe. Here you see the other games ongoing this evening. Denmark takes on Russia, Germany, China, and the last game to be played is Netherlands taking on Italy. So lots of great action here for the local fans here in Pilsen. As we're just underway here, we'll see Czech Republic playing the Red Stones. Finland will throw the yellow. It's Finland to have the last on advantage, which means it's Czech lead, Jindřich Kitzberger. Kicking us off here, Anne.
This is going to be a game of whoever adjusts most quickly to the ice conditions. Both teams had really good practices, had rocks close to the button in the last stone draw. Jindřich Kitzberger put one into the back four for that last stone draw and does the same here. A clear, aggressive game plan in place for Team Finland.
There is the lead for Finland, Janne Pitko. Well, they will throw the corner guard right away, so clearly Finland is out to win this game from the very start.
It's so key to get a solid start in an event like this, and both of these teams are so strong and have so much desire to get their countries at the Olympic Games in February. These opening rocks, their hearts must just be beating so hard.
Well, this Czech team came very close in qualifying to the Olympics in the same event 4 years ago. It was a bit of a heartbreak for them.
Finishing in third place, just out of Olympic qualification. And now as the host nation, those two Czech stones in the rings are going to look to be hung on the board as often as possible and get their country at their first Olympic Games.
Finland, of course, have been represented at the Olympics on 2 occasions. Of course, Marko Osa-Pavoniemi skipped Finland to a silver medal back in 2006, and one of the players on that team, Kalle Kiskinen, is the alternate this week, so some good experience on the bench for Team Finland as we take our first look at the Czech second player, Martin Schnittl. Has been playing alongside Skip and brother Yiji for a number of years now.
I think his entire career.
Here's a second player for Finland, Pauli Jamies. You might say he started playing curling quite late, at least in aspects of the rest of the curling world. So he would be about 19.
Makes a nice double there to open his Olympic qualification event.
We'll take a look at the rules of play. 6 ends minimum, although the game is scheduled for 10. 38 minutes of thinking time for both teams, and they'll have one 60-second timeout, which they can utilize when perhaps in some trouble. Not much trouble in this end, however.
Not a bit of it. The double by Polyamis on the last shot and the roll out of the shooter allowed the Czech Republic to clear all the stones out of play, and now we've got a pretty wide open end. Team Finland going to test the other side of the ice with a clockwise rotating guard called.
Here's a third player for the Czech Republic, Lukáš Klima. He'll make the corner guard go away.
It's going to be the execution on those simple, basic shots that really makes the difference in the setup in these first couple of ends. Getting used to the ice, getting used to the building, the sound, the feel, the temperature. So it's nice to see these athletes executing these basic shots in a wide open end. It sets them up well for the tricky shots as things get complicated later in the game.
Kasper Hakunti looking for a corner guard here to try and get the deuce in action. On this first end, you might just see Finland come into the house on their next window, as it's sort of running out of stones here. Okay.
Finland's going to test the corner guard one more time.
And here's the man with the plan, Jiří Snětil. He'll be just peeling this corner guard again.
Enjoying the fact that he gets a nice simple shot to start this all-important event off.
Joo, voi olla alle 3. Ei haittaa.
Of course, skip of Team Finland, Aku Kauste.
He's going to draw this one into the rings.
Yeah,
Force Yuri Snittel to the other side of the ice so he doesn't get to throw the same hit.
I was going to say no point in throwing a guard now with only 2 stones left, so probably looking at the blank end.
Yeah, really, ever since the double by Polyyamis, it was going to be a blank end. There's a couple stones in play, corner guard, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
That's it. That's it. Steve. Sam. Reverse it. Yep. Oh. Yep.
Nice hit and stick there by Snittel.
Really control weight, well communicated. Again, the execution on those simple opening shots, really critical. Now this rock you will not see control weight. I imagine that this rock will be thrown with quite a bit of pace.
Yep, last stone of the first end here for Aku Kauste, just to hit and run away, blank the end, retain hammer, and he will do just that. So no score after one end of play here. And when we come back, Finland will try and score 2.
Niin riittää, siis ei ole kauhean kauan.
Tam fajn. 9-5. Já mám 90. Můžeme čekat, je to spíš větší. Sám 4.
Back in action here in the second end, Czech Republic, Finland. And the first of quite a few draws in the men's competition for the Olympic qualification event. Of course, all the teams here just looking to snag a spot at the Olympic Games in Pyeongchang.
And the top 2 finishers at the end of the week will get that. Janne Pitko, the lead for Team Finland, looking to put a corner guard in one of the fastest spots on the ice. This outturn coming home was quick in the opening draw this morning and proves to be a tricky spot this evening.
Yeah, not utilizing the free guard zone there, slipping into the ring, so allowing Kitzberger to make the hit. It'll be interesting to see if Finland will choose to throw another corner or just concede the end and go for another blank. We'll see.
And they're going to try another corner guard here with a couple of rocks to jam, make the peel a little bit harder. So Finland gets another chance at this.
Já budu hrát za 15. Co si dám?
20 ještě na trojku dostaneme.
Oh, interesting call here.
Yeah, I think Finland must have put that corner guard into a spot where the Czech team feels the peel is difficult, so they're going to go for a guard. Just cleaning Martin Sniddle's rock down the ice. Looking to put that into the perfect spot, just on the other side of that center line. Directly in front of their shot stone in the top of the forefoot.
Had the run back called by Kausta. Try and open up the center line here.
And get that rock off the forefoot. And now he's got 2 corner guards. And the Czech Republic team's gonna have to try and peel now, I would imagine.
Well, that was a risk for the Czechs, ignoring that corner guard. That's a great shot, though, by Pauliamius.
He's thrown a couple of beautiful shots already this game.
It looks like Snaitail's called for the hit and roll off the corner.
Yeah, now the rock he's hitting, the object rock that he's hitting, he has a chance to roll his shooter into the rings. This one's curling really hard. They do get it. And well swept, really. A lot of work done by Kitzberger on that sweep. Nice shot from Martin Sniddle. Finland was looking to do the same thing, hit and roll their shot onto the rings. They just hit a little bit too much of the object rock and sat in front of the rings. Czech Republic still doesn't like it there. They're going to look to put one of their own there. Just a hit right on the nose.
So why wouldn't they be interested in coming into the house here?
I think that rock's too close to the rings. It makes it splittable. It makes it, it controls the front scoring area in a way that is, it's just uncomfortable.
So this is more about controlling the front.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with that roll to the left side of your screen, the Czech Republic team did not keep control of the center of the rings.
Oh, Brian Gray is the coach for the Czech Republic. He's coached quite a number of teams up through the year, so he'll have a lot of experience, a lot of input for the boys.
Yeah, and with that rollout, now Team Finland has the opportunity to use the corner guard. Hide this draw right behind it.
Well, Coach Pavel Kusmanen will be half happy with that shot, perhaps. It's only half buried.
Yeah, it's rocks are not quite finishing in the house quite as much as I think the teams are anticipating. They cleared that guard by quite a bit. The weight was nice, and it just didn't have the finish that they needed to hide that rock fully, allowing Lukasz Klima to come down and tap it out. Roll to the center of the rings.
Tää on pidemmän takiviita eli lähisuoja, tää on takapuna. Hyvä, 10! Sama kuin Paulille! Kiertä! Kiertä! Tarttasin hänelle viivaa tällä rivissä.
As Kunti is looking for the hit and roll. We'll just be popping over to the game between Netherlands and Italy. Looks like the Dutch are sitting 2, and Amos Mozaner throwing the 4th rocks for Italy. We'll have to play the draw here.
Linea buona! Solo velocità, tira in linea buona! Linea perfetta!
Ferrara and going in on the sweep.
Piena rosso!
Looking pretty happy with it. Now a big scrub here to get into the forfeit. Have they overswept it though? I think they have, and that's going to slip a bit too deep. That's looking like a steal for the Dutch, so yeah, steal it is. 1-0 for the Netherlands after one end of play.
Oikein pitää tämän punaisen taakse olla muuten liian takapesässä.
After that, nice simple takeout again for Jiri Snittel. It's a good look at the field of play, what the skip's seeing. He wants to hit just on the right side of that rock, roll his shooter. Quick little reset there. Making sure everything is aligned.
I think his brush pad just kind of flipped over and the cloth side was touching the ice there.
It'd be a tough throw.
Pretty good attempt, but rolls a bit too far, pops out on the other side.
Yeah, so that stone is wide open for the Czech Republic team. They are going to try and roll inside, just under cover, force Team Finland to a single point. It's a great opportunity for the Czech team to take the control back, take the hammer back.
Just kind of lost that one, and that's going to roll out. Leaves in an empty house for Kausta to just throw it through for the blank.
Yeah, looking at that, those double corner guards, opportunity lost for Team Finland though, with not being able to execute hit and rolls at the third's last shot and the skips first.
So the last stone of the second end will just be a throw through for Finland, and again we'll have no score, but Finland will still retain that hammer and try again in the third.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first-ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018. Your curling oasis awaits.
Menší odraz, víc rukou, no,
We're back on for the third end here. It's a tied game. No points up on the board so far, 2 blanks. Are the teams being a bit too cautious, or is it just coincidental?
I think it's coincidental. Team Finland has thrown corner guards every single end. They had the opportunity to activate those corner guards and create some offense in the second end, and just really by virtue of a couple of centimeters off on rolls, weren't able to capitalize on the rock location. I think Finland would like to get some rocks in play. The Czech Republic, it's working for them. It's a tie game. They do not have the hammer. They're throwing the rocks into the rings. And they're preventing Finland from scoring so far.
This time this draw from Kitzberger is top of the forfeit, so we will throw the center guard on this one. So we might have a bit of a different start to this third end. This one actually pulling up perhaps a bit too short. He's hoping to bring that a little closer to the rings. Allows a lot of room for Finland to come around and make a play on the shot stone.
Yeah, just a delicate weight, little hit and roll. And this one is really outside. You can see the third for Finland, really trying to directionally sweep, give that rock a little bit of extra movement, get it to curl a little bit more.
It's a nice little roll by Martin Sneetel.
Yeah, and it's just open enough that it's going to require Finland to address it. And they take out the stone, getting no roll on the inside again. It seemed like they were trying to hold that for line a little bit at the end and straightened up in the house.
I wonder if Kausta just kind of caught in between two rolls there. Initially, it looked like it was just going to roll to the wing.
Stay to the outside, and then it ended up getting just off nose.
Sneetel will be looking to get a little inside roll here, and he will. That's a couple of good shots from the Czech second player. As we're going to take a look at the game between Germany and China. It's China line 3 here. And German skip Alexander Baumann will be looking to just play the draw for the single point. Or is it a hit and roll, perhaps? Well, definitely is the hit. Ends up catching the outside, only removing one Chinese counter. That seemed like a bit of a dodgy call, and an even worse outcome. Steal of 2 for China. So they're on a roll, 3 up after 2 ends of play. Well, definitely caught me off guard with that call, Mr. Baumann.
Yes, and in our feature game, we've got a pretty traditional setup. We've got a center guard, a corner guard, and with a wide open house and a center guard. The Czech Republic team is looking to take advantage and try and set up a steal. Draw one underneath. Great weight, just not the right line. Just too much ice or too wide of a path. Team's really clearing the guards by a ton, anticipating a lot more curl than they're getting in the house, I think. See a power sweep here, looking to get around. We're going to tick the first guard.
Well, I'm not sure if that guard was really that much in play. Does open it up, but will allow the Czechs to put on a better center guard here.
Yeah, a little bit tighter and perfectly in front of their shot stone on the button. Really dragging this for weight. Trying to get that nice and tight into the right spot.
První byl asi hraný moc pozitivně. Já jsem chtěl, aby měl otáčky a byl takovej možná vyslaný do toho směru.
The run back called by Mikausta. We saw Paolo Yames make a great one earlier in the game. Now it's Kasper Hakunti's turn. Run the guard down, pick the shot stone. Oh, just going to catch it a bit too high. Leaves another guard.
Yeah, and it's likely the stone that the Finnish skip will end up using to run in on his next shot if the Czech Republic puts a good guard up again.
Stejně místo? 20 hrál Lukáš.
We saw this afternoon that the ice was very quick for the women's draw. It'll be interesting to see what times we get here for Jiří Snitil when he throws a tight center guard. You get the clock on, hog to hog split times. We were looking for almost 15 seconds for a draw, so probably even more for a guard here. Maybe around 16 even.
16 and a half, maybe.
in 17 and a half, actually. And although it doesn't come all the way
so it's a little
tight,
short. Yeah.
it just proves the ice is very quick.
It's really quick.
You love that. Finds a pretty good spot, however. It's not terrible there. Certainly that yellow stone left by Hakunti is now creating problems for Finland. Makes it a lot tougher to get to.
Yeah, they're going to try and go through that hole.
Snug.
It's pretty tight. Rocks have been running a little bit there, and then once they get close to center, it's starting to move. You can feel that this is a tough call. Okay, they stick with it.
What's the tolerance here? And if you don't make it, which guard is better to take off?
Well, I think for sure it's better to take off the center guard in this situation because it is not your color stone. But depending on the kind of weight, you don't want to block your run playing on this turn. So this is a little all or nothing kind of a call.
Certainly, if you check the corner here, you could see the Czechs coming around, sitting two buried behind the center guard.
Yeah, and they're really working this one, and just...
It will be the center guard to come off, so at least it does open up the center line. And as the Czechs figure out what they want to do, we'll have a look at Amos Mozaner again. Remember, his draw was overswept in the first end. Now in the second. Looking to play a double, but will just stuff it there. So again, a steal for the Netherlands. They're up by 2. Bit of a nightmare unfolding for the Italians, but 8 ends to go, so lots of curling left to be played.
Lots of curling left to be played over there, and with only 2 rocks left here in our feature game on the third end, the Czech Republic team is looking to put a rock into the rings and force Finland to a tough draw or a double takeout. They want to just stagger this rock into the 8-foot. Just on top where they show half of the rock on the button and half of the rock in the top of the 8-foot.
So why are they coming into the house now rather than just playing the straight guard again?
I think they really are looking to force Finland to take a point here, and that they're okay with that. That's part of their game plan. And then they get the hammer coming home. And I guess the bonus was there. You guard half the rock if you come up short, playing that other turn. But yeah, that's the first miss of the real miss of the game for Jiri Schnittel, and this allows Team Finland to escape this end with a blank.
Yeah, definitely missed opportunity there by the Czech Republic, and we might be looking at a third consecutive blank end here in this game. Although there's quite a few guards in play in the in this end here.
Yeah, but everybody's hitting everything. No one's freezing to things. They're not putting rocks kind of aggressive with tap weight or high in the rings for control.
Nope, not a lot of that. And this one will roll out, so another blank end on the boards on. No score, but at least it's tight. We'll be back with the fourth end shortly.
Hyvä tälle puolelle ja vahingossa sit norkoilen tonne TV-puolelle.
It is the story of the
Well, there you go. 3 blanks on the board between Czech Republic and Finland. And this World Curling Federation Olympic qualification event. We're in Pilsen, Czech Republic. So essentially, Team Sneetil is playing at home, although he usually plays out of the Brno Curling Club.
Yeah, this is a fantastic opportunity for the Czech Republic to qualify themselves for their first Olympics in the sport of curling. And as wonderful hosts to the Olympic qualification event 2017, it's quite a bit of pressure to be the host nation. It's also a privilege. So, but Team Finland starts again in the 4th end with their corner guard. I really, really hope they get to use it.
In that quick spot that you mentioned, and this one also just barely settling down in time without a sweep to it.
Yeah, it's quite quick. Those coming off the center line, coming to the home end.
Potřebuji na konci. Točím hodně. Nějaká centerline, pojď. Yep. Je dobrý, pojď. Pojď, je dobrý.
Really good communication on that sweep. Really good communication. Dragging that rock, getting it to be in the perfect spot, allowing it to curl. Well done by the Czech Republic. As we look into Denmark, Russia.
It's skip Rasmus Sternen with the draw. To score the single, I think. I wonder if, I believe Russia is lying 2 in the back there. Or else he would probably be hitting for the deuce, so.
Yeah, they just need to touch the 8-foot for a single point here in the 3rd end.
No problems by Skip Sternet. Was very close to directly qualifying for the Olympics, I believe just the 9th place team. So just missing out with a silver medal plus no points. So 12 points in total. I think Norway just snagged the spot in front with 13, so we'll have to play this week and get there through this event. And now we're getting some setup shots here, and some freezes and some setup around the forfeit.
Yeah, a little bit of aggressive calls. It's like they're done blanking. They're going to put some rocks in play, create some opportunity for themselves. Now we know we can make the runbacks and the doubles. And we're looking for a freeze in the top of the rings. Just a little bit heavy, maybe. Just going to bounce a little bit. And with that bounce, it gives the Czech team the opportunity to take that stone out, roll to the inside. Perfect rolls have been hard to come by so far. This would be a real good time for the Czech team to get that. And they do. Now the Czech team has full control. So get a look at this beautiful call, perfectly swept. Hit, roll, bump, and full control in front of the forefoot.
And the run back is called by Kausta, so Pauli Jami is wanting to run this guard right up, down onto the pocket of the two top reds here. And certainly spills quite a few rocks here, even gets that yellow stone in behind the corner.
They get an incredible outcome from that shot. They are not the shot stone, but watch this. Here we go. The rock from the top of the forefoot squirts right at us, sideways, underneath the corner guards.
Yeah, and opens up the center as well, exposing the two red stones in the 8 foot. It's pretty good. So nice bailout by Yamies, and now a similar shot will be called by Czech Republic. Lukáš Klima trying to run the corner guard down here and pick that stone that just squeezed in behind cover. Just over curling, and I believe Kitzberger touching that rock. So they're going to have to figure out what was going to happen with that roll.
Now they've called a technical timeout, so.
Yeah, that stone just made contact, and then rolling towards the center line, Jindřich kicks it with his foot, so they're trying to figure out where that stone actually would have rolled to, if it would perhaps would have made contact with any other rocks. Don't think so. It'd probably roll across the top and settle in the 12 foot somewhere.
Yeah, I think it would have missed everything.
So they're able to have a look on the big screen. And they'll try and agree.
Bouncing this one from here.
Yeah, okay.
This is good sportsmanship by Finland here. Not taking the stone out of play, but rather just agreeing where it probably would have ended up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aku Kauste feels that, so the way the rules are written, it is the non-offending skips kind of call what happens there. And there's a couple of different outcomes you can, it's a tough situation. It's one of the toughest situations, and it really speaks to the spirit of curling in our sport. When a team that doesn't do anything wrong has to decide the outcome is a little bit of a challenge, and these guys have played quite a bit. And they know the risks of burning a stone and the outcome. And
well,
they handle it quickly. And with the foul, advantage Finland.
yeah, I'd say so. They have essentially two corner guards, and there was a chance to make a hit and roll in behind cover. Again, just can't quite get the roll there. And Lukáš Klima will try and make the hit and roll off the stone on the wing here. And I'm sure Jindřich Kitzberger will be careful this time, backing away from the stone. It's just going to sit right there in the open.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're sweeping and you're putting so much energy into the brush head and into the shot you're calling, You definitely can lose track of where your feet are and where the rocks are, but it's one of the great skills of the great players, and they have to be able to manage that. And when you don't, there's a bit of a penalty. So Finland still needs to execute some really good shots. And that hit and roll by Kasper Hakuntig ends up in a nice spot. Still might be open, the inside of that.
Asi musíme stej. Dobře.
Co, on ho bude nějak řešit?
On ho bude řešit, no.
Nějakým rolem asi.
A když to zahraje, tak jsme docela pod tlakem.
Zahrajem tohle.
Tak on může hrát tohle, no.
Netherlands is playing Italy. A couple of steals for the Dutch. We move into the third end. So trailing by 2. It's Amos Mazaner. With the out-turn draw. Ferrara and going in on the sweep. And this time they don't want to oversweep it like they did in the first end. And this is looking pretty good for the Italians. Just going to settle down back 4, and that's good enough for 2 points. And it's a tied game after 3. And what's the call on our sheet, Anne?
Yuri Schnitzel is looking to limit some of the damage here. He wants to hit and stay in the top of the rings and hopefully improve his angle for a double on his last shot. He's not going to get shot stone, but he's going to control the top of the rings.
Tälle puolelle. Näin. Niin, autilla kuitenkin.
Ei se haittaa, jos se tulee.
Pieni rolli on varmaan ihan hyvä.
Niin, no se nyt sitten on samalla tavalla, sit se joutuu kiertämään luultavasti.
Sille jää toki se rolli sitten.
Pelataanko me nyt nousee vai rolli? Mun mielestä nousee on ensisijainen. Pelataan nousee on ensisijainen, silloin se slässikulma on kuitenkaan ihan ilmanen.
No niin, tasan nousee.
Eikä se, niinku, siellä ei oma kivien jää, jos se pelaa sitä.
Joo. Seinä, eiks niin? Seinä nousee, eiks niin?
Seinä nousee.
Joo.
Paulin puolelle ei saisi rollaa, koska sillä voi jäädä tuuppua.
So Aku Kauste and his team have gone through lots of options here. What's the best? And this one's running on them. And now all of a sudden the angle's a little bit better with that little hit and flop. The double is there for the Czech Republic team.
Is it not possible for Finland to catch that thinner and roll in behind the corner guard?
Yeah, they were worried about jamming, and I'm not sure that was there. They were very careful. The weight was nice for a little easy flop to the outside and really force the Czech Republic into a tough shot. But don't get, this double's still hard. But this is a shot that now the angles are much improved, and it's a bit simpler than precision draw or a hit around a guard.
Well, let's see if what we can get here from Yuri Schnitzel. There we go, 1-2. But we'll roll the shooter out of play, and you know what that means, Anne? We'll have another blank end.
Means a blank end.
Great shot by the Czech skip there. You know, especially when you play games like this, when there's literally no score, a score of 2 just looks so big up on the scoreboard, so you'd hate to give it up. But now another blank. Aku Kauste will just throw it through, and incredibly we're going to have 4 blank ends in a row although both teams have been putting stones in play, so.
Yeah, the last 2 ends. Stones in play, but no score.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018. Your curling oasis awaits.
Welcome back in action here. 5th end now. Czech Republic, Finland. Incredibly, there's no score on the board, although we've seen quite a few rocks in play. So, not that they're not wanting to score any points, it's just hasn't quite come off for either team, especially Finland with the last on advantage. And although they were close there in the 4th end, just denied at the last second by E.G. Sneetel with a great double.
Yeah, now we see a change of tactics. The Czech team had been going into the rings on their first rock, and now a center guard.
Yeah, well, it is the 5th end, and so you think teams are starting to think about controlling the even ends of the game?
Yeah, they're starting to, but whoever takes the score of 2 with the hammer is going to have such a commanding lead at this point that I would think that the corner guards would be the way to go, but Finland has elected to come around and challenge the Czech Republic by being the first one to the forefoot.
While Kitzberger's draw comes to a rest here on the top of the 12th foot, we'll take a look at one of the other games that actually has a score on the board, and we'll have one more in this end. In the 4th, Timofeyev, skip of Russia. Looking pretty happy with this, just an open hit to score the single point. So it'll be a tied game between Denmark and Russia after 4 ends of play. But generally, Anne, not high-scoring games all around this evening.
Yeah, and I think that that speaks to the pressure of the event, being very careful in these opening ends of this event for lots of these teams, settling down, connecting to the ice, getting as comfortable as possible to help mitigate that pressure.
Such a big incentive, though, this week.
It's a huge prize. Representing your country at an Olympic Games is an unbelievable adventure. And the Czech Republic in a position to really capitalize on this opportunity as host nation. They've got themselves into a little bit of trouble. There's some pressure on them. But now Finland's dancing around underneath a center guard, and they've got hammer. And lots of Czech stones in front of the rings. delicate little backline weight tap / takeout being asked from Paul Yamis.
That's a great shot.
That is absolutely beautiful. The sweep on that, those guys swept from end to end, holding the line, keeping that rock on the right trajectory. Great job. Wonderful shot. And with that, the Czech team looking at all of their options.
Just threw the perfect weight there. You had 4 feet, you can't get to the inside. It's very weight sensitive here. You overthrow it a wee bit, just not going to get that curve.
Yeah, and when one team makes a great shot, it demands a great response, and that's Martin Sniddle's job right here, to make a really precise run back, and misses it by a fraction of an inch.
Yeah, that fraction is the difference between a bit of a disaster and making a great curling shot. Splits his own in the top 12, so Finland now lying 3. They do have the last one advantage here, so
yeah, and we look at the, I mean, the Czech team's change of tactics here. I'm just not sure that, you know, I know they wanted to force a single point, but now all of a sudden, you know, they certainly didn't want to give up a multiple point score. So that's the danger of that choice. And the opportunity here for Team Finland is big, and they know it, and they're having a team discussion about it.
Se ongelma on tietysti, että jos me niinku tavallaan pelataan siihen omaan eteen, niin se voi kiertää täältä vielä. Niinku.
Mä mietin, että ei tekisi mieli sohin näihin ollenkaan, ne on aika mukavasti.
On, joo, ja siis se, että jos me peitetään niin, että ne pääsee tuolta kiertää niin takapesään ykkösen, niin se on niinku...
Siis se toinen oli se, että miten me pelataan vastaava heittelyä, mutta toiselle puolelle pesää. Sen jälkeen ne sitä yhtä nojaa pelaa 4 vastaan.
Joo,
niin.
toi suoja on vähän rajoille, että onko se tiellä, mutta ei se ehkä ole. En mä sinne, se on... No ei se itse huonoa. Kyllä se käy.
Jos se pelaa siihen nousemisessa alkaa...
Ei se haittaa. Se on itse asiassa ihan ok. Koska sitten meillä on toinen puoli auki, sitten me voidaan seuraavalla, me voidaan piilata vaikka.
Toinen vaihtoehtohan mitä...
Jos me päästään piilaamaan tänne, niin sitten me ollaan tosi
niin. Toisaalta, jos tuonne keskelle haluaa tulla, niin mitä sinne tulisi innillä ihan pikku tökkiin?
Well, while Finland discuss what they're going to do, I'm going to have a look at Lou Ray, skip of Team China, with his last stone playing Germany. They're up by 1 already, and this could be to score a bundle.
They've got a delicate little takeout after Alexander Baumann, the German skip, comes a little heavy and taps on a freeze. Gave him enough space, and with some power sweeping, Leo Ray makes the takeout, tap back, takes 3 for a commanding 6-2 lead.
And Finland's chosen now to just split the rings here.
Actually, just put another one on that open side. Draw the play away from the center. Just add a couple of rocks into the back of the rings. There's no good shot in the center for the Czech Republic. Finland looks pretty happy with that. I think they have to attempt the run back again. The difficulty is that center guard is really the only thing that could potentially save the Czech Republic at this moment in time.
Tady to není kudy prohodit. Jakmile budu kdekoliv high side, tak něco mám, no. Ale je to takový... Bych možná hrál ještě tohle. S tím, že když budu trochu vedle, tak to posílám dáma do nich. Mám vlastně takovýhle prostor, co trefu vzadu.
Be tough to not hit anything yellow, that's for sure. There's a couple of ways to make a double, at least.
Yeah, it would be really cruel to drive that back and miss everything. That would just be a really cruel outcome. But the Czech team is going to look for their third, Lukáš Klíma, to just hit and stick on the top one, hoping to make a double. But again, to put a rock in the top of the 12-foot, in front of the 4-foot, in that control area, give them potentially something to use on their next rocks.
Well, if it's good enough, he'll could actually even spill another stone on the wing, make the triple. Throws enough weight here. This one's a little wide, so maybe run it back onto the back yellows, make the double that way. That works out well for Lukáš Klíma. Wasn't anywhere near catching the stones on the center line, but gets a double nonetheless.
And backs up to be second shot.
Not a terrible outcome, but the Czechs are still in a bit of trouble, although that's a nice looking shot to watch in a replay.
Yeah, it's not how you would draw it up, it's not how you would call it, but round things, hitting round things creates interesting action and angles, and it allows the Czech Republic to pull all the play into the rings, themselves hitting second shot, and forcing Finland to make a tough little come around tap back to sit 1, 2, and 3.
This one over curling actually, so a made shot by Lukáš Klíma, and now a mistake by Kasper Hakunti might just turn this end completely around. At least keeps the shooter in play.
That is the same spot that they had a little trouble managing in the third end, that out turn going away. They ran straight in the third end and then ended up hitting a center guard. They're just having a little bit of trouble managing that spot for Team Finland.
Ten double nám je strašně triky. Hráli bychom jako maličký roll nebo i stay toho zadního. Držet dva lepší a nechat ho hrát. Jasně, zahraje double, bude stát 3, OK. Ale když uděláme tohle, tak zahrát double a udržet střelce bude hrozně těžký.
Okay.
Ani nemusí být jako tohle. Klidně jenom takhle.
Okay. Jo.
Nevidím to stolik, takže nesmíme tady si drbnout. Hrajeme roll o čtvrt kamene. Necháme mu ho, ale necháme mu ho nejspíše ztrátu střelce, což je v pohodě. 10.
That's it. Whoa. Speed. Just it. Yep.
Big sweep by Kitzberger to keep the line here, but rolls a bit too far.
And it gives Team Finland an opportunity to really master this spot that they've struggled with and sit 1, 2, and 3 with the double takeout. You know, there was no panic at release on that shot, so. No panic at release, and then a little bit of disappointment with that rollout.
Well, let's see if Hakunti can make up for the first mistake here by playing the double. Big sweep again on this one, and we'll wreck on the stone top 12. Still having troubles with that path, and all of a sudden, Czech Republic line 2.
And they're about to throw a guard.
Yeah, this end certainly unraveled for Team Finland.
Já se s nima ještě dohodnu.
Yeah, that is a surprising setup from what we saw 2 rocks ago.
Hrana nebo guard.
Kluci, blízko!
No, zkus se zeptat. Takže to guard, no. Dva.
Martin! Martin! Muskej! Martin! Martin, já jsem muskej! Oh. Já jsem muskej, já nevím, co s ním. Můžem kruh?
Budeme 2. Není to, je to 3.
Tak wow.
This card will settle nicely. Pretty good line there by Skip Snatil. As we take a look over at Netherlands playing Italy. Some confusion as just trying to wonder who's laying shot at the moment. So it's potentially a draw for 1 or 2 for Jaap van Dorp, skip of the Dutch team. Actually trying to come all the way down onto the yellow here to move it. They do make contact. Mozaner is pretty sure it's only the 1 red. But after a measure, I think that was confirmed that it was only the 1 red for Team Netherlands, and they'll be 3-2 up after 4 ends. The Dutch.
And for Aku Kauste, his first real tester of a shot. Looking to play a freeze. They are sweeping it right out of hand. He looked a little soft on release.
Yeah, just nowhere close for a line here. It's going to be all over the guard. I don't think the weight is too far off.
Yeah, weight was pretty close.
Just not sure what happened there. Just, yeah, just got it going, and it was gone right out of hand. You can see Kasper Akunti desperate and calling on the sweepers, but just no chance to hold that line.
That spot is really moving, and if you have any kind of soft release or any kind of soft action off your hand, it's going to curl really hard.
So in an end where it was looking like Finland was going to score maybe a 3 or 4, now it's the Czechs. They'll be able to draw in line 3 here and put the pressure on Aku Kauste. See if they can. Are they looking at just playing a draw, or are they more just trying to choke off the draw for Finland here by placing it top 12, top 8?
I think it's top 12 is what they're looking for here, and to really make the draw a little bit more difficult, put Aku Kauste into a different spot.
We had 14-4 on that draw by Kauste. That came up maybe a little bit short, but
yeah, maybe top 8 would have been.
It's a bit of a soft handle on it too, though. So see what we got here.
This is going to be short of the rings. They're dragging it.
Yeah, just enough to get another counter in there, but I don't think it's really going to choke off the draw for Finland.
If that had sat a foot further out, it just started to curl right away again. Very similar to Aku Kauste, but just a little bit more room.
Yeah, I think just kind of in between shots. I feel like either you come down and freeze your own stone there to close down the scoring area as much as possible, or you more or less throw the straight guard and choke the draw completely. And it's not really doing a lot there, except being another counter if you get a complete miss here from Aku Kauste. But we will get our first score here in the 5th end, that's for sure. Last stone coming down.
Yep.
Missed draw on this first one here. Kausta looking to recuperate. Sweepers looking happier this time, a little bit on and off.
Yeah. Looks really good.
And this one
to stop.
just slipping too deep, and it's going to be steal of 1 for the Czech Republic. Finally a score up on the boards, and it is the home team to grab the lead 1-0 coming into the halftime break. That'll be an interesting next 5 ends when we come back with the rest of this game.
Já si myslím.
Finland plays the Czech Republic in the men's first session. 2 blanks already on the board. And in the third, Aku Kausta again with the blank, so no score after 3 ends. In the fourth end, Finland had something going, but with the penultimate stone of the end, Easy Sneetil with a great double and spins out, leaving Kausta to chuck his last one through for another blank. And finally in the fifth end, we would have a score. The Czechs putting some pressure on Finland, and Skip Aku Kausta having to draw the button here for the single point. Looking pretty close all the way down. Sweepers letting off it at the end, and it will slip just that 2 inches too deep. Steal of 1 for the Czech Republic after 5 ends. As we take a look at the other scores in the Kossuth Arena today, Denmark and Russia tied at 1 each. China's in control over Germany with a 6-shots-to-2 lead. And then you have the Netherlands up by 1, 3-shots-to-2, playing Italy. Lots of great curling action here this evening. As you see Brian Gray just coming out, talking to his team, probably quite happy with the steal there in the fifth end. I'm sure Finland can't believe how that end turned around for them. Looking so good halfway through the fifth end. And in the end, they give up a steal of 1, but they will have the last on advantage when we get back on for the sixth end. Just taking a look at some of the numbers, we'll see the Czechs playing at 85% total, Finland at 78. You can see Finland's hit percentage is maybe the thing that's standing out, and I'd say it's probably just not making the hit and rolls on.
Yeah, they're really having trouble getting the rolls and really managing a couple of tricky spots in the ice for them. They're going to need to hit those spots in that second half.
Certainly some home fans here in Pilsen. That's a great one there.
It's a really hopeful banner. That's what the goal is. A Czech Republic men's Olympic curling team.
And there you have the scoreboard after 5 ends. Just a single point there in the 5th. So once again, Czech Republic will get us going here. They have done for the whole game. And this time they will come into the top of the forefoot, and we'll expect Finland to throw the corner guard and try and get something going and try and score a 2.
And we're going to get to see the other side of the ice coming home here. This is also a kind of slippery spot. It can be very fast, in particular after the 5th end break, where our ice makers and ice technicians run a mop to keep the frost from developing. It gets really fast. So that is one of the toughest shots a lead gets to throw the whole game, and it's perfectly executed by Janne Pitko.
See the percentages for Jindrich Kitsberger. Solid game so far at 88%.
Yeah, he's really been putting the rocks into nice positions, controlling the forefoot, putting the guards on the center line. Both leads having an excellent game, with Janne Pitko at 90%. That one just hangs outside a little bit. Maybe a hair heavy.
Also at 88% here, Martin Sneetil. He'll be looking to play a draw here. Pretty much just freezes. Own red on the forefoot.
Už je lepší, ale furt je za tý lajnou. Furt klepem.
Nechci klepat.
Furt klepem.
Nechci klepat.
Furt je zadní 4.
Gets a bit of a bounce there. So that's going to allow Finland to tap these red stones up and maybe try and push them back of tee, create a bit of a nest in the back of the house. As we see Pauli Amies playing really well so far.
Yeah, and he's made some beautiful shots, some really tough shots that have been well executed. Finland just isn't finishing the ends with their execution.
Pun intended, Anne.
Yes, maybe.
Double s malým rolem.
And again, another great shot from Polyamis. Creating some tough angles, requiring management, some rocks in the back of the rings.
Yeah, it looked like Jiří Sneetil was a bit worried the top yellow here might spring to the wing here and jam on that red stone back of house.
Yeah, and sit underneath a corner guard.
We'll see how this plays out.
This one's running pretty straight.
Actually catches it high side and runs it through the hole. Not terrible.
Sama voima kuin äsken periaatteessa.
So again, Polyama is being asked to play a precision weight, angle shot, a delicate little split, tap.
Are you more inclined to ask for the tougher shots when you know your player's been playing well?
It makes it a lot easier to call those tough shots when he's playing well.
We're going to take a look at Italy, trailing the Netherlands by 1. And looks like it's a double being played here by Amos Massaner. He can really throw the heat. Coming down the center line here. Trying to stick it for 2, but I think it's only going to be the 1 for Italy. So tie game there after 5. And Lukasz Klima making a pretty nice double there. That yellow will stick around, but good enough for the Czechs to be lying 3 at the moment.
Rollikin on noitten 2 eteen on ihan ok. Ykkönen.
There's some opportunity for Finland, though. They make this shot here. They've got control in the front of the forefoot, and the other rocks are in the back. It's time for Kasper Hakunti to turn that 68% around a little bit. They need a couple of really well-executed shots out of their third.
A couple of misses in the previous end, Kasper. So looking to make up for it here. This one over curling. But actually ends up in a decent spot. That yellow is going to be hard to get rid of for the Czech Republic anyway. But
yeah, and it's in an uncomfortable spot. I mean, just in general, it's not under a corner. It's kind of wide open. It's in an awkward spot, and if you hit at it, you might push it under the corner.
Tenhle ten může jít. Tenhle taky kousek. Si bych to uvolnil.
might see the Czechs and the nose hit here. Get the 2 backstones going. Try and sit Frozen on top.
Just verifying which turn he wants to play.
Yeah, Sneetil was trying to give him the out turn there, but Lukasz Klima wasn't having it. So just trying to sit right on top of the nose here and sit 2. Just needs to curl a bit. And doesn't quite, and all of a sudden, quite the big pocket in the back of the 8-foot here. That could be a nuisance for the Czechs. Finland comes top 4 here. It could be hard to get rid of.
It will be a challenge to get rid of.
Maksimivoima, maksimivoima. Tee. Ei oo ihan tee.
They really want this one to stop above the tee line.
En mä saa ihan siihen, että siihen mahtuu vaan yksi kivi.
And just slipping behind really actually lets the Czech off the hook. They get an opportunity now. Sit right on top.
And we'll take a look at Denmark-Russia. It's a tie game after 5 ends of play. It looks like a draw for Rasmus Stjarnet for the single point. So not great, but we'll double their amount of points in the game so far, so you can't be, too upset. That classic whistling from Skip Stjarnet.
The on-off whistle.
But the sweepers are very much in control here, and that will find the button for one. So they're up 2 shots to 1 after 6 ends.
And Yuri Snittle having a really nice game at 83%.
If he locks this one on, it could be pretty hard for Finland to create enough room to score 2, let alone the 1.
This looks like a wonderful shot. Right on top, a little bit of a bounce. That little bit of bounce might give Aku Kauste a chance to get rid of it.
Yritetään vähän tökkö. Siis varmaan semmonen ihan pieni tökki itse asiassa niin, että tota irrottaa vaan vähäsen. Onko se paras?
No, 14-20, proto jsem kluky zvedal.
Parashan se on tietysti, jos me ollaan tuolla alkupuolella.
Takapunainen voima, niin me tullaan noseen, niin me ollaan ihan, meillä on ykkönen.
Takapunainen.
Niin. Takapunavalkoinen.
Jep.
Takapunavalkoinen.
Suunnilleen sama mitä heitit sen. Sama mitä tähän heitit. Jonkun verran pienempi kuin tee heitos pitää olla. Niin.
Vielä vähän. Joo.
295.
It's time for Aku Kauste to master the draw weight here. Make a little bit of a tap, freeze. Set himself up for an opportunity to score this end.
Aku also missed 2 shots in that 5th end where they gave the steal. Actually, the whole Finnish back end missed 4 shots. And another miss here. Finland's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Finland, they not even making contact with the stone on the button.
Jenom on tam má tamhle toho Martinem. A tenhle valí pryč, voněj. Takže jakoby tam můžou zůstat 4. No, dobrý by byl vnitřní freeze tady. Tam tu stranu
I think the call's pretty automatic here. The Czech Republic just put another stone on top. And then you wonder what Aku Kauste's going to have to do.
Kdyby náhodou jsem se ustřelil a byl dlouhej, tak sedne mezi ty 2 žlutý vzadu. Bez doteku. A tam tu střelu taky nebude. Myslím, že to pojede stejně, ne?
Taky si myslím. Oni byli trošku pomalejší na tom čase teďko, ale...
Hrál hrozně zase.
Played a nice one on the intern side, E.G. Snittel. throwing the out. Natil and Kitzberger on the sweep early here.
Yeah, that rock's moving hard at the guard. It's a little light.
Wow, this will just feather the guard. I think they're quite lucky to do so, actually.
Yeah,
keeps
that
the line.
Yeah, if that had gotten by, that would have been absolutely a 0. But as it stands, the angle run is available for Team Finland, and it's the potential to score a bundle.
Yeah, Czech Republic really needed to bring that draw at least a foot deeper to take that shot away from Finland. So definitely eyeballing it. It's a good sweep by the boys. Just
yeah, they worked that from release to stop for Jiri. So you can see Team Finland gonna run that corner guard. The first rock thrown in the end for Team Finland. It's hopefully gonna be the rock that saves them.
Ironically, they've thrown that corner guard and they haven't used it all end, and it comes down to the final shot. They're not going to put a draw in behind it. They're just going to run it into the pile.
Yeah, this might not be exactly how they drew it up to use the corner guard, but it is available, and it's an opportunity for Finland to take 4 if it's well executed.
Well, Akakausta has been a man of the big shots in the past. See if he can, what he can muster up here.
They're on off, they're close.
Pretty close, but just a little too thin. Will catch the stone, top 8, and leaves Czech counter. That'll be another steal. So Czech Republic will be up by 2 after 6 ends of play here, but still a bit of way to go.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018. Your curling oasis awaits.
Welcome back to the World Curling Federation's Olympic Qualification event 2017. The men's competition's first session here. And in our feature game, we have Finland playing the Czech Republic. The Czechs on home soil for this occasion. And after quite a few blank ends, they're finally starting to please the home fans. They've stolen a couple of points, up by 2. And it's Finland that has it all to do. But now 4 ends left to play. How would you sum up the game so far?
You know, it's really a story of execution for the back end of Finland. They're just not making the shots they need to. I think they're getting great setup shots from the front end, and they're just not able to capitalize. And Czech Republic has looked like it's been in a little bit of trouble several times in this game, and they've kind of squeaked out 2 steals, and it seems like a somewhat commanding lead right now.
Martin!
Perfectly placed rock so far.
We'll take a look at Alexander Baumann. He has a good chance to score 2 here. There's Lou Ray trying to make the roll in behind that Redstone top 12, but still tricky. Gonna have to navigate past his own here, make the hit and stick. Super's on it early, but now backing off it. Meaning at the curl. It's just not going to curl enough, so not really close at all. Rolls out, and it's only the single point for Germany that desperately needed a deuce up on the board there. China will remain in control with a 3-point lead, and hammer coming into the 7th end. So China looking good. They're maybe also the biggest favorites, I think, this week. But elsewhere, I'd say it's pretty open. I couldn't pick the second team here.
Yeah, there's so many good teams. Both teams that we're seeing here in this game tonight, and possibilities all over the place for qualification.
Nemusíš jim drobně volat, já to vidím. No, jenom se nevesiluj, já to fakt vidím.
Asi bychom dostali ještě až. Ten botík byl veliký.
Just rubbing the guard there, Martin Snatel, but
Weight was
into
great.
the top 12.
Yeah, and I really liked that call. I thought that to take a little bit of a risk instead of hitting. In the first 4 ends, we saw every team hit that wide open stone, and now they're trying to freeze to it, take advantage of it, and I think it speaks to the confidence of the Czech team that some positive outcomes. They're making a little bit braver and bolder calls.
Another good shot there by Pauli Jamies. He's been good and is still delivering the goods.
Yeah, a very steady performance.
Oba dva tam máme. Za mě spíš tohle.
Jako hitem, tady je blbý, když škrtnem tenhle, jak je to blbě.
And the brother Sniddles trying to decide the shot.
Ale já vyhrál tohle.
I believe they've settled on running this stone back. Just control weight.
Okay.
Ale byl marný od začátku. To bylo neuledovaný. Ne, to bylo neuledovaný.
Well, doesn't make contact with the yellow, but leaves it in a bit of a problematic spot for Finland. Cluttering up the center line as we take a look at Jaap van Dorp. Has a chance to score a couple here. Just wanting to remove this yellow stone corner frozen out in the wing. And he's going to catch that yellow, but spill one of his own as well. But a score of 2, nonetheless, for the Dutch. They'll be up by 5 shots to 3 over Italy after 6 ends of play. And the young team of Jaap van Dorp could potentially snag a place at the Olympics.
Wow. Lehce míň. Blízko. 10. 10. 10, 3. Wow. Fine. Okay.
I believe along with the Czech Republic, it is the Dutch. They're the only two nations that haven't been at the Olympic Games in this field.
If the young team from the Netherlands gets on a roll, it would be quite the story from this week.
Well, they weren't far off qualifying for the playoffs at the European Championships just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they had a really, really great run. Now, Kasper Hakunti needs to have a really great run, take out, and roll under the corner guard. His skip is asking for quite a bit on this shot. It's over curling.
Just not sure if it was enough weight for the shot there, Anne.
Se näytti kyllä kädessä kova.
Anyway, it does over curl quite a bit, and yeah, just not finding his groove here, Hakunti.
Yeah.
Martinez za corner.
Just hangs on to set 3 here for Lukas Klima. Finland now thinking, all right, let's use that corner guard.
Well, they know they're not going to blank. Those rocks are separated. They're way to the wings. It's time to take advantage of the corner guard and count on your skip to make a big shot at the end.
Okei, linjavuoto on kova. Aivan hyvä. Tee. Ainakin tee. Tee vaan. Valkopuna! Vaihto!
Valkova! Paina loppua. Paina loppua. Paina loppua. All right.
Yeah, that's a good draw by Hakunti. Pretty much buried around that corner as we take a look at Alexi Timofeyev. It is Denmark lying shot in the back 4, but Timofeyev can come to the inside here, maybe able to spell it out and sit 2, or score 2 rather. Looking pretty good here, just needing to finish up for them. Artur Razabov on the sweep there, trying to finish it up, and he will get there for 2. Great shot by Alexi Timofeyev. It was the first skip to lead a Russian men's team to the playoffs at the European Championships last season, and at Braehead could very well lead the Russian team to the Olympics this week.
Go. Okay.
So taking that corner guard, finally they got one under. Gives Finland a chance to make a short little run back here, sit 1 and 2. put some pressure on the Czech team for their last shot.
Onko se parempi näin, niin sille ei jää tuota tuplaa?
Joo.
Ihan pikkasen näin ja...
Joo, käy.
So this is the spot we've seen the Finns have a little bit of trouble with.
Vielä. Ei. Se on hyvä.
A bit off and on here.
Yeah, I think they just overcooked that one a little bit. They panicked right at release. Really swept so hard, and then they straightened it out.
Now the question for Czech Republic is, well, the double's on, but is it ever going to jam on that stone just outside the rings on the left-hand side, do you think, Anne?
It looks like it goes over the top to me. But I think they're planning on losing the shooter on the high side here, so they're sending the first object rock all the way across the rings.
Yeah, there is a chance of jamming on that side as well, I think. See where he goes. It does jam, but does spill right up and out, so no problems there. EJ Sneetel read the angles well there.
So we get a look again at the action off those two stones, all the way across the rings. I think they hit that a little thinner than they were planning. Still happy with the outcome? This rock needs to be half or full into the 8-foot to score a single point for Finland and finally get on the board. And it's well handled by the front end. Full 4.
Yeah, finally a point for Finland, but we will be trailing the Czech Republic. Home nation's up 2-1 after 7 ends of play. We got 3 more. We're back in action here. Czech Republic up by 1. So Finland throwing the center guard here. Well forced to play. It's been a bit of a strange game, I'd have to say.
Well, I think it was a very cautious start. It was a very conservative start. We ended up with a bunch of blank ends to open, and then the Finnish team just kind of lost their way in execution on the back end and opened the door for the Czech Republic to steal a couple of points. And now the Czech Republic has forced Finland into a single point in 7, and they have the hammer in the very important and pivotal 8th end. So with the hammer, up 1, playing 8. Czech Republic looking very good to win the game. And I know it's only a single point, but it's pretty significant.
A couple of center guards from Janne Pitko.
Beautifully placed. Those have great separation and right on the center line. Very useful in trying to steal the game. You can see the percentages here. These guys are having a great battle at lead.
So Jindřich Kitzberger looking to take control of the top of the house here. Nicely placed first on this one, perhaps coming up a bit shy. Does actually leave another guard for Finland to use. A bit of clutter forming around the center line for the Czech Republic. Good thing is they do have that stone top 8, however. It's a bit of a hindrance for Finland to get to the button.
Yeah, but they can get around, and with that stone sitting short right now, it creates a pretty good angle to get around to at least full 4 under cover. So Finland having a discussion about which rock they want Polyjames to throw. He might have one that they feel runs a little straighter, or one that curls a little bit more. I would imagine they're looking for the one that curls a little bit more here.
Todella hiljainen. 17 linja. Ja tosi hiljainen. Linja. Suunta hyvä. Näyttää ihan hyvältä. Hyvä voima. Vietä. Vietä. Vähän hiljainen. Jop. Linja tosi hyvä. Vaihto. Linja tosi hyvä. Sekä voima vaan.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Nope. Even though the sweepers had to take that one pretty much from release to stop, it's another beautiful shot by Polyjames, and you can see he's just having a wonderful game at 93%. Really all aspects of the game, takeouts, runbacks, freezes, draws, he's playing great. And Martin Snittle having a really good game on the opposite side, looking to make a couple of these rocks move out of the way.
Well, certainly get some action there.
Just unlucky to pick your own stone off the top of the 8-foot.
See it here, yellow, and then the red. So a chance for Finland to come around once more. Navigate through the port and sit 2, buried.
Yeah, and this is the guy to make the shot.
Punainen. 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 Ei. Hän tilaa. Vietä. Punainen melkein.
Looking pretty good here.
Ollaan nojaa tällä hetkellä.
Just wanting to sit a bit short, but slips into the forefoot.
Ei mitään.
Pretty good draw, but I'm sure the Czechs will try and run that tight center guard back and make the double.
Yeah, they now have the opportunity to make the double as we take a look in on the Netherlands and Italy.
It's Amos Mosaner for The Italians chance to score 2 here, tie up the game. Setting second shot, so just a nose hit for the deuce, and it's good. So again, tied game between these two teams. That's going to be a cracker of a shot.
And our feature sheet, an absolutely outstanding shot from Martin Snittle to remove both center guards, lose the shooter, and pick both stones off the 4-foot. He only removes one of the finished stones, but moves the other one into the 8-foot, creates a lot of space, and changes the dynamic of this end instantly.
Finland will just throw the center guard again here. Would really love to steal a point here in the 8th end.
And Team Finland sticking to their plan. They're hopeful that the Czech Republic ignores that rock and goes after the one in the rings. And the story of this game, again, is the execution on the back ends. You can see just statistically, the Czech Republic has a bit of the advantage. Lukáš Klima, a high energy player for the Czech team. Peels the rock out of play.
Miten linja?
Vähän sais taipua. Taipuu aika paljon nyt. Pitäkää voimaa. Taivuta vaan. Taivuta vaan niin kauan kun liikkuu.
Kova voima myös.
Joo, kova, kova. Vielä pidemmälle, 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 pidemmälle. Vielä vaan, vielä.
Asi za tebou bych šel. To umíme lépe. Já si, že 0. Jestli 90 zastavila, 0 budu hrát.
So Finland putting up the center guard, and had the Czech Republic coming around it. So is this playing into the hands of Finland, you think, Anne?
I do. I think actually that center guard is the way Finland takes the control back of this game. That's the danger rock. And now it's complete disaster.
Yeah, a missed draw by Lukáš Klima, and all of a sudden Finland with, you know, a great chance to come around, fully buried with just a wall of stones in front. I don't know, Anne, you know, if you're the Czechs, you're 1 up in the 8th end, wouldn't you be pretty happy just even to score the single point?
Single point. And you keep control of the game in a way that is really decisive. By making the choice to come around and leave a center guard, even if it was a little long and not perfectly placed by Team Finland, the Czech Republic has allowed Finland the opportunity to score, to steal a point in this end and take full control of the game.
Because if Czech Republic scored a single point here, it'd be 2 up. They could easily even give away 2 points in the 9th end, and they would be tied coming home.
Yeah, they hold the last rock advantage into the 10th and final end. And
The end is not over yet.
no,
of course.
it's not. Yes, there's lots of rocks to come. And this rock is sitting a little bit wide, doesn't really have the line they're looking for. Weight is really good. They're trying to work it. And a nice draw by Aku Kauste.
Denmark's trailing by 1, playing Russia. Just looking at the situation here, looks like Rasmus Stern is perhaps looking to make a tap for 2. Russia setting shot stone here. Big sweep from Mikkel Pilsen, trying to keep the line. Gets past the guard. I don't think they can roll the shooter in towards the forfeit, so that's just a score of 1 there for Denmark, but tight game after 8. Some real close games this evening, as you would expect, just looking at the field before coming into the week.
Yeah, and in our featured game, with the host nation skip needing a delicate little come around tap here in the 8th end. And not a problem. Beautiful shot.
And that was important for Jerzy Snitzel and his team.
Yeah, that's the end saver. Look at this sweep. Jindřich Kitzberger holding the line there right next to the stone. All his power, all his energy, holding that line, making a great shot. But I think that's what you need from your skip. When maybe there was a questionable tactical choice, you need that high-level execution.
Mä tykkään määräksi sitä. Ja vaan sen takia, että syystä heitettiin. Mä en oo ite vakuuttunut. No sit se ei tai... Otetaan aikalisää vaikka niin. Aikalisää.
Timeout called by Finland, so
Pitää olla sellainen heitto, mikä on tykkää
I think usually Kalle Kiskinen, the alternate, would come down for this, not the coach, Paavo Kuzmanen, and it is Kiskinen up on his feet, part of that 06 Olympics silver medalist team, skipped by Markkosa Paloniemi.
Siis jos haluais vaan pakotus riittäisi, niin tulisi jonnekin tänne, mutta pitäisi varastaa kuitenkin. No varastaminen ei siis pakotus vielä, niin vastaan pakotuksen pakotus sitä näyttää. Sama heittohan silloin uudestaan, jos se kierrät on hyvä, ettei se kierrä. Mulla on ratsukin houkuttele se. Ja siis tuossa kierrossa on niin lähinnä se, että sit meidän pitäisi pelaa melkein, mutta tännekin on niin ihan tosi vaikea, että mihin pelaat niin, että sillä saa sen pakotuksen. Ja siis pakotuksia saa tällä. Niin. Jos pakotus riittää. Jos me pelataan pakotusta, mutta silläkin sillä voi olla, että niinku, jos se on avoimena siellä, niin se vetää triplaa niinku kahteen. Tai kiven täällä, niin silloin väylä punaiselle. Se on aika vaikea heittää just siinä. Mä en vihaa ite ratsua kyllä. Niinku, sitten siihen jää jo väliin, jos sä oot siinä. Kummalla noista? No toihan silleen parempi, että jos sä stikkaat sen. Niin. Toi on vähän niinku enemmän tuolla noin sit taas, ehkä toi keskemmällä. Jää helpommin suojaksi sitten, että jos tulee tällä näin. Ysipuolikkaan ratsu. Ihan vähän ulkoposki tää, eikö se ole? Ysipuolikkaan ratsu. Hyvin lähelle nousee, ihan sentti ulkoposki. Mun heitot on tullut aika suoraan, että otetaan riittävän tiukka merkki ja pidellään harjalla. Mä yritän olla ylipitämättä sitä. Niin. Se ysipuolikas on varmaan kuitenkin parempi kuin seinä.
And after the timeout, after such a good shot by the Czech skip, I think they're playing the run back on using the rock in the center of your screen, the middle of the 3 rocks in front.
Yeah, it looks like they don't think they're able to come on the in-turn and get enough finish to play the tap on the redstone here.
No, if they played the in-turn, it would be the straight draw.
This is a tough one, it's a long one. playing a controlled way here too, to try and stick it on the forefoot.
They must be close.
Real
they must be close.
Wow, great shot
What
by
a shot.
Akukasta. Ho, ho, ho. That's what you need from your skipper right there. That's 2 amazing shots back to back from the skips. First, Iji Sneetil, and then this one from Akukasta.
Yeah, and now you've got a tester. This is just, you can go to the rock, I think, on the back of the forefoot and get shot stone. But this is the kind of shot that skips need to make here. A draw to full 4 for a single point in the 8th end. Relatively wide open.
This is where communication is key, though, isn't it? And if they end up being all heavy and wanting to use that backing, it's really important to make that call early and
The communication
don't
is critical.
fiddle around too much.
Yeah, it needs to be called almost right away because you know they set the ice for the straight draw. The ice is set for the straight draw, and if it's heavy, you've got to make that call early to go to backing.
Last stone, 8th end here. Big one, facing 3 finish counters, Iji Sneetil.
And this has
Well, that's just enough, I think, for the Czech Republic. And that's a really important draw. It's almost a game winner right there. It'll be 2 up before the 9th end. The score is 3-1 for the home nation, and the crowd is pleased.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018, your curling oasis awaits.
Je váš. Směr je dobrý. Podle času
Welcome
je
back to the
malej.
World Curling Federation's Olympic qualification event. Teams are out here battling it out for the last couple of spots in the Olympic Games in Pyeongchang, and it's the Czech Republic with the edge here. A 2-point lead with 2 ends to go. Finland will be throwing the corner guard here with lead Janne Pitko. Certainly saw some great shots there in the end of the 8th.
just some incredible execution and nerves of steel with a draw to the full 4 for a single point and a 2-point lead for the Czech Republic.
So how's this end going to be played by the teams?
Well, Finland needs rocks in front of the rings. They need things to hide behind. They need rocks in play, things to run into. The Czech Republic team is going to want to keep the play in the rings where they can hit rocks, where they can control the scoring area.
Yeah, this time you'll see Finland throwing 2 corner guards.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen that. They are in a bit of a desperate situation here. They must generate a score of multiple points.
This one's not even going to make it over the hog line, and disaster for Jalne Pitko.
Yeah, that's just a really tough outcome for Finland. They needed that second corner guard to kind of ensure a place to hide. Now the free guard zone is over when we're using this 4-rock free guard zone. And Czech Republic can hit that stone. Not part of the plan was to stick around over there. I mean, it's still way out to the wings, so. But it might create some traffic, a little congestion on appeal. So the positioning of this rock is really important. Where you sit. It's not about just putting a guard up anywhere in that giant field of play in front of the rings. It's about locating it specifically so you can get the most out of it. They wanted that rock a little bit closer so that this peel wasn't that simple.
Removes one of their own stones in the house, but maybe not all that bad.
That's not a problem. I think that actually putting that second stone in the house was really unnecessary on the lead's second rock. Now it is a very simple looking house. Advantage Czech Republic.
Tilaa paljon. Jannen kivi. Linja ei ole ikinä riittävää. Missä asti? Vähän pidemmällä. Joo. Mehän kannattaa ehkä tuoda se tänne asti sitten. Rinnalle asti. Rinnalle asti. Joo. Ei. Okei.
So, Lukas Klima being asked to make the peel. And Akukauste is going to use whatever he has available to him right now. And really the only stone he's got is the Czech stone in the forefoot. So Kasper Hakunti is going to be asked to freeze to that rock.
Tiukka linja.
Aika hiljainen. Etusininen.
Tarvii valkoisen.
Suojaa.
Joo.
Suoja.
Joo.
Metri.
Well, that comes up way short for Hakunti, and as the Czech Republics are contemplating coming around that guard now to sit two, we'll take a look at Jaap van Dorp for Team Netherlands. Tight game. It's been really tight all the way through. 7 ends of play. Now in 8th. It's a draw.
Close.
Is it a draw for 2, perhaps? Looks like it. This one will just slip a bit too far for Mr. Dorp, and it'll be 6-5 after 8 ends for the Dutch. And that game can certainly go either way. And it will be the draw for The Czechs, Lukáš Klima, coming right down onto his own shot stone there. Perfectly frozen.
Yeah,
Not
picking
sure
up his draw game from the last end.
I don't think there's a double on for Finland, so they've elected to run this yellow guard back. And even then, it could be hard to get both the reds going.
Jop! Hei! Janne! Kova! Kova! Kova, 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 kova!
This one just not going to curl enough for him, and leaves the two reds in the forfeit.
Chceš tu hranu?
And it's looking really tough for Finland at this point. The rings look very small when you're going to need to draw a bit of the 1 foot or the 2 foot.
Počkej na směr. Směr dobrý, může Martin.
So just looking to throw a guard on the two stones.
Yeah.
The forfeit here.
This one's a little long. But it ends up directly blocking. And they know they've done a good job.
Dobrý. No, nemůže hrnout, on musí hrát to, co jsem říkal. Jako button a my budeme mít jakýkoliv pick ven.
Tarvet.
Innin takarajaa silleen, että sais tuupittua.
Mä en usko. Siis mä luulen, mun mielestä tää kannattaa vetää ekalla. Ja sit vikalla meillä on määrissä, jos meillä on.
Kyllä.
Mut mun mielestä se on niinku tää näin stikkiä, niin sillä se on niinku vielä pelissä.
Joo.
Tän jättäminen viimeiselle, niin siitä ei ole mitään hyötyä. Ei me tätä ikinä heitetä viimeisellä.
Se on aika kolmasosa stikki.
Niin se on ohuempi, varmaan 1/4.
Oh, this is a brave call by
Yli on vaikea saada, 1/4.
Desperate times require desperate measures. He made a beautiful run back the last end, doing all he could in the 8th end to steal a point. And now he's going to be trying to do all he can to help himself generate a couple of points.
Mitä? Niitillä joo.
Not sure if this one's missed. The Czechs could just choke off the out-turn draw, and it'll be virtually impossible for Finland to score. So it's a bit of a must-make here. At least make contact with the Reds, try and open up the forfeit. Tough one here. A bit off and on, so could be close. There we go. Another great shot by the Finnish skip. He's finally coming into his own.
Yeah, maybe we just needed to up the difficulty level for him. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. Look at that, just beautiful.
Too bad he couldn't make that similar shot for 3 earlier in the game. But finally delivering the goods, and you've seen where that Yellowstone's actually ended up. Caught in the perfect spot, actually slid slightly
up. And so it's just awesome.
It's fully buried, I think.
Yeah, it's fully buried. It was such a good run back double that the Czech team now has to, wow, that is fantastic. Czech team now has to draw.
And that is just peachy.
Yep. You love to see shots like that.
Well, that potential score of 2 on the cards here for Finland. Is it the freeze, or are they looking to come around everything?
They're looking to come around everything, I believe. So there is quite a bit of space. The whole 4-foot is available to him. This one's diving. Oh, just a little tight on line, ends up ticking the Finnish stone, and now it seems like a pretty simple shot.
Yeah, well, he's made the tough one.
Yeah.
Now all he has to do is make the routine shot here to score 2, and what a skips deuce this could be. Just make the nose hit here. It's one of the better skips deuces I've seen.
Yeah, that was pretty extraordinary. Now it's about the simple, wide open shots. This is the spot in the ice that's created a little bit of trouble for the Finnish team.
Liking it so far here. Last stone, 9th end to score 2 and tie up the game before the 10th end. I think we're good here. Kukausta, 2 great shots by the Finnish skip to pick up a deuce, and I'll be tied at 3 after 9 ends. Still some excitement left in this one. Stay tuned. Well, there we have it. Tied score here coming into the 10th end. That's all we can ever hope for in games like this.
Now it's about rock placement for the lead.
Good center guard by Janne Pitko, and now it's Jindrich Kitzberger. It's time to shine, play the tech shot here.
Yeah, looking just to move that rock off the center line. And they're playing to cross the face. There's a couple different ways you can play it. It's a hair heavy, but
yeah, just gonna slip a couple of inches too far, and that stone will be replaced. So Finland has one guard, and now they're looking to place a second one. Let's come around this one. A little tighter to the house, get maximum separation.
Suunta ihan. Kasperkivi. Eivät, no on varmaan. Varmaan hyvä. Suunta paranee. Suunta hyvä.
So sweepers looking just to land this one on the center line directly behind the first guard.
Beautiful.
Perfectly executed.
And the game between Germany and China has come to a conclusion. China very much in control in this game with the final score 7-4, running Germany out of stones in the 10th end. So they're looking good as we were expecting. And Germany is certainly no pushover. This time the tech shot looking a little bit better from Kitzberger. Probably just enough to keep the draw paths open on either side.
Yeah, and that is really critical to give your skip access on both sides of the ice for his final shot.
But there will be a couple of catchers here, so Finland throws a long guard. Could be hard to get rid of. Some shrapnel lying about on the wings. So that's what Finland's going to be hoping for. But the Czechs ends up jamming. And they play the peels on the center guard. And Pauli Amias, again, spot on here.
Yeah, fulfilling all requests from his skip.
Denmark, Russia is tied at 3, and this looks like an open hit for 3 points here for Alexi Timofeyev. He's got arguably one of the best sweepers this week, Artur Razabov, trying to hold the line for him.
Yeah, look at that.
He's a tank.
Just so much power.
And he will keep it, and it will be 3 for Russia. 6-3 then, just before the 10th end. Commanding lead with a 1 end to go. It'll be tough for Denmark to come back from that. Czech Republic makes the peel.
Samanlainen, Pauli, samanlainen.
Suunta vähän tiukka, mutta varovasti.
Okei, vähän pidemmällä.
Ei.
Linjan puolesta vähän lujemmalta.
Pitäis Kasperi vähän?
Ei tarvi, ei missään tapauksessa. Ei, linja enemmän tiukkaa.
Hyvä, Pauli. Hyvät heitot.
Hyvä.
Another good guard there by the Finnish second player. Well, close to making a double, but that shooter might be a bit of a nuisance for the Czechs here. Making that in-turn draw quite snug.
Yeah, the in-turn draw is a little tough now. Finland's trying to decide if now is their moment to go in. At some point, they're going to have to go in.
Kumpi kivi? Se ykkönen.
Se on sinne. Ykkönen! Se on sinne 3 pintaan tällä hetkellä. Joo.
Vai säästääks me tätä sulle?
Eikö, siis tää on se kivi, millä me voitetaan tää peli.
Jos on.
Ei paineita tietysti.
Tasante!
Jep.
Kolmonen.
A bit of a struggle today for Kasper Hakunti. But certainly finish on a good note here with a good draw.
Yeah, his team's got an opportunity here. One that I don't think we would have thought they had after the 8th end.
And indeed, he'll sink it in.
Absolutely beautiful shot. Biting the button, top of the forefoot.
Näette, että se oli yhdellä nykäisellä.
well-timed execution.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Whoa, whoa.
Lukas Klima will follow with a great run back. Now we're talking.
Yeah, now everybody is dialed in this 10th end. Another look.
Check this out.
Just that easy.
Kunti having to make the same draw once more. Never mind playing the same shot 2 times in a row.
This one's running a little bit wider. Really beautiful weight.
Does show a piece. See if Lukas Klima wants to come after it or just play the run back once more. Probably whatever he's more comfortable with.
I think if he can see it, he should probably chase it a little bit.
To mi nevadí, to je docela dobrý. Že to můžu hrát. Vidím slabou čtvrt.
Na hek.
Na hek.
Need to be a little bit careful here. Playing hack weight, such soft weight. If you ever just feather the guard, you leave it there and don't make contact with the shot stone. It's a bit of a disaster.
Escape.
They're working that from release. It looks like it's all over the guard already.
Yeah, just want to make sure they split it open here, but this one will catch it fairly thick. Does push that redstone into the wing. Could be a saver actually. As
yeah, that could be the rock that they end up coming off of.
Martin Snatil just kicking the guard over. It's the second time we've seen a Czech player kick a rock today. Of course, Pilsen, famous for their football club, Victoria Pilsen, has won the local series many times, so maybe interested in more than just curling. Czech boys.
Yeah, but now is not the time to play football for them. Now is the time to play curling.
Puoliväli just kokonaan
keskellä viivaa.
Keskellä viivaa, joo.
Joo, ei puolta väliä kauempana, mutta puoliväli.
Pikkasen ylitaipuminen kai varmaan haittaa.
Mä meinasin, että tulisi näin päin.
Niin, se just ylitaipuminen tälle puolelle viivaa ei haittaa. Niin.
Paitsi jos se jättää reijän tuohon.
On kivellä tuommoinen merkki varmaan.
Tasan keskiviivalle, eikö
niin? Mun mielestä se on optimi.
Puoliväli se taisi sit ihan pikkasen saa taipua ylikin, mutta vähintään viiva. Niin, joku 3.1 aika hyvä suojaa kuule puoliväli. Pikkasen kovempaa siinä on pitänyt heittää mitä kuvittelee. Ainakin minä.
So I think the guard is called Pankukausti here, knowing that Czech Republic will have a couple of chances of getting to the shot stone, but I guess you don't really have a choice.
No, you have to. And this actually might be as much a setup shot for his next one, right? A good center guard. Might allow him cover for his last shot. Just looking to get this just to the center line. Really well managed by the sweepers. Just lots of great work, judgment. Nicely thrown by Aku Kauste.
tady máme ten jam. Na druhou stranu horem ho nevyženem. Horem nám udělá tohle. Jako leda tohle, jestli ten double peel.
No, nebo už hrát ten červený.
Ale to, když minem, tak je to blbý. Tady, když to teďka...
Russia has been able to run Denmark out of stones in the 10th end, so final score there, 6-3. Good start for Team Russia. As Czech Republic just trying to figure out what they want to do here. Is it the double peel on the guards, Anne?
Yes, they've elected to make the double peel, try and remove as much of the traffic in front of the rings as possible.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
Really steady game for Yiddy.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Well, does over curl here. Was hoping to at least catch the shot stone plan B, but that doesn't come off either. And could you wear that shooter rolls? Taking away that run back as well.
Me ei voida hirveästi olla tonnempana, ettei
Question
mennä
is,
sitä reikää.
Pitääkö me tulla innillä tää?
does
Tulisin samoin
Czech
päin.
Republic have the hit and roll,
Sama heitto äsken.
the in off of the red stone in the house? Is that something Finland needs to worry about?
Nyt meillä on kuitenkin varaa olla niinku tällä linjalla.
Or just throw the guard here and
On joo. Siis koko
let him have it?
kivi on varaa.
The draw is obviously there as well.
Ei sen enempää.
Tough one though.
You can't block everything, and I think you've got to take away the easiest shot available.
20 ei oo kiire.
Letaanko mä ottaa siitä 5 senttiä
If
pois?
you could take away both, you would, but I don't think that's possible. So they're going to look to make it as difficult as possible.
You never consider coming into the house here,
Niin, keskiviiva just kyllä.
half around the guards, just in case.
Vähintään sama paikka.
Czech Republic do have the saver. If they run anything in and catch a piece of the L, they'll win with that stone on the 8 foot.
I wouldn't mind touching the rings here. I think that's a good call, Sander. But I believe they're playing the straight guard.
Yeah, I don't mind the call at all. There's no obvious run back for
No.
sure for the Czechs, and if they were going to come into the rings, they would have to come in for second shot, and that would group the yellows quite a bit. Definitely the easier shot as well here. This one hanging all wide though, so trying to come off the reds here, nudge over, but no, not quite enough.
Ei mitään.
Just
Joutuu se heittää sen kuitenkin.
tad heavy, tad wide, a bit of both, and
Yeah, and that's an opportunity to play the delicate little tap shot.
has to be there. Surely can see a sliver from the hack. Come down with back ring weight and push that Yellowstone out of the forefoot.
Ale předtím to hrál odsaď zadníma 8.
Just trying to figure out
We
where to
probably
put the
should
broom,
play this. We are just
what
discussing
weight
the
to
way
throw.
and ice.
Okay. Should be
To
this.
znamená něco takového. Já si myslím, že můžeme hrát takhle.
Vidíme skoro čtvrt.
To call the timeout, and Brian Gray is out
Mrzí
there.
Martine ten let.
Yeah, and they're really talking about how to make the shot, not which shot to
Já bych hrál
choose.
easy hack. Já bych hrál takovouhle.
Jo.
Takže 70.
7-5.
Hele, no,
7-5 si byl ty.
To-
Bylo to takový backline plus spíš.
Jo.
musí to být hezky hraný.
Musí být hezky hraný, no.
OK. Pojďme.
Čas máme.
I'm not sure if they're running out of time or not. Just sometimes, you know, if you know what the call is, not sure why you need to call a timeout and
Pak to může být
disturb.
70.
They have been
flow
making
play.
glances over their shoulder at the time clock a little bit, so just to ensure your skip can run his full process, normal shot on this last shot for the win in the opening draw.
Yep, last 1/10 then for the win here. Saw the Czech women lose earlier today. This was an important one for the home fans. Keeping hopes alive of the Olympic dream. Here we go. Coming down onto the yellow and score 2 and the win. Great shot by E.G. Sneetil, is able to keep calm, cool and collected. That's a good shot, and well, that was quite some game, I have to say. Final score 5-3 for the Czech Republic. There you have it. The banner, the Olympic banner. And that's one step closer to Pyeongchang for this team. One win in the books. And you'll also see Italy picking up a win. Jaap van Dorp missed his last shot, leaving a draw for 2 for Amos Mozaner. And that draw was made 7 shots to 6, final score. Eighth end. It's Finland lying 3 after a great run back by Aku Kausta to stick it in the top of the 4, putting the pressure on E.G. Sneetil to make the draw. Coming real close to that Yellowstone top 4. But will settle down just in time for score 1 and a 2-point lead. Coming into the 9th end. Aku Kausta once more with an incredible angled run double to set up for a score of 2. E.G. Sneetil missing his draw, leaving the red stone in the open, and the nose hit is easily made by the Finnish skip to tie the game at 3 points each before the final end. And in the 10th end, Aku Kausta's yellow guard just not curling enough, leaving the shot open for Sneetil to come down onto it. And Sneetil is a cool customer. He'll make the shot look easy for the win in front of home fans. Final score 5-3. So just taking a look at the other score once more. Russia picking up that win against Denmark. We also saw China very much in control against Germany today, and Italy picking up a win against the Netherlands with a draw there in the 10th end for 2. So those are the standings after the first session. China, Czech Republic, Italy and Russia at the top with their 1 win. Denmark, Finland, Germany and Netherlands rounding it out.
Edie, wonderful win. Congratulations. How important was it to get that first win?
Thank you very much. Very important, obviously, because we lost to Finland at the Europeans just a week ago. So we had to bounce back, and it was really important.
Okay, and what are you going to take from this win into your games tomorrow?
Maybe to be patient, wait for our chances, and they'll come. So this was how we approached this game, and it worked out. So hopefully we can do the same tomorrow.
Okay, great, wonderful. Congratulations, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's all the curling action we have today here in Pilsen, Czech Republic. Of course, quite a few days left of curling action. We would like for you to stay tuned, of course, here at World Curling TV. We're only just getting started here with the Olympic qualification event, so goodbye and good evening.
Ty vole, tady do toho kamene kopu už po třetí.
Já to nevím.